Hey everyone, I am Anne-Marie and welcome to the Hello Basque YouTube channel where every week I'm talking about different things having to do with the Basque country and Basque culture. Today's video is all about popular Basque names for boys. This is part of a series of videos I'm doing on Basque names. I've linked in the description below videos that I've done on last names and girls' names for you to check out after this video if you're curious to learn more about Basque names. But today is all about popular boy names in Basque. Where did I come up with this list? I turned to my followers on Instagram and asked them for their submissions of their most favorite Basque names for boys. I personally love a lot of the names on this list, but some of them are pretty new to me. So this project started out to help you guys out if you're looking for a resource on Basque first names, and I ended up learning a lot of things in the process. I found that most of the names on this list are Basque versions of fairly common names in Spanish, French, and English. So we'll get into that in a minute. But if you're curious to hear my most favorite Basque name for boys, I'm gonna leave that at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to find out what my favorite is, because I wanted to have a submission on this list too. So on this list, we have 25 names to get through, but number one is actually a tie. We have a tie for number one. So we're gonna start off our list at number 24. Eki. It's got an H in there to mess you up a little bit, but it's silent, so it's just Eki. And Eki comes from the word in Basque to mean sun, like the sun in the sky. Number 23, Markel. From what I've researched, it seems to be just a Basque version of the name Marcel. When I was putting together this list, I shared with my sister some of my favorites, and Markel was definitely one of them. But we laugh sometimes about how Basque names don't often translate to English very well, or they might be confusing when an English speaker first looks at them, trying to figure out how to pronounce it. So when I told my sister this list, she said some people might see it as Markel, and that's way, way less sexy than the Basque version, Markel. So let's go with Markel. Number 22, Unash. Now this is one of those names, if an English speaker just saw it, it would be like, whoa, how do you pronounce that? It's Unash, and this is a completely new name to me, and I did extensive research for this video, and I could not find anything on what Unash means or where it comes from. So this is where I would ask you, if you're watching this video and you know more about the name Unash than I do, please let us know in the comments. It might help somebody out. But either way, Unash sounds pretty cool. Number 21, Jon. Just plain old Jon. It's a variation of John. I mean, it's pronounced John in English, let's be honest. But yeah, Jon, plain and simple, made the top 25. Number 20, Arkaitz. Arkaitz was a name that again was new to me and a bit elusive in my research. I went on the Euskalduna website, which is the Academy of the Basque Language in the Basque Country, and they did have very helpful resource on Basque name meanings, and they had nothing listed under Arkaitz, which tells me maybe it's a new name. Maybe Euskalduna hasn't caught up yet to this name. But I did look up a dictionary definition for Arkaitz with an H, and it means boulder. So is this some kind of, is it like the rock? Arkaitz? Again, if you have more info, let me know in the comments. Thank you. Number 19, Shanti. I love the sound of this name, Shanti. It's just so cool and like cheerful in a way. Maybe it's just me. Another one I wasn't 100% sure, but I saw some websites that said Shanti means saint, or it's like a Basque version of Santiago. Either way, again, Shanti, it just sounds cool. Number 18, Pachi. I mean, this had to be on the list. Pachi is a very common Basque name for guys, and I was actually surprised not to see it further up on the list because I know so many Pachis. So maybe, at least with my Instagram followers, maybe it's fallen out of favor. Still very common, still very popular. It's in the top 20, but Pachi, number 18. And this is a Basque version of Francis. Oftentimes it's used as a nickname for Francisco. Pachi. Number 17, Manesh. I was so happy to see this name submitted so many times because I thought Manesh was just like a super old school, like old Basque man name. I didn't realize Manesh was still a popular name. And I was excited about this because Manesh was the name of one of my uncles who died when I was very young, so I didn't really get to know him, but I always loved his name, Manesh. It seems like kind of a stretch in English, but Manesh is actually a variation or a nickname for the name John. Sometimes Joanesh is similar. Anyway, very Basque name, Manesh. It just sounds cool, means John. I mean, what more do you want? Great name. Number 16, Unai. Now this is one of the names on this list that actually is not kind of a translation of a different name in a different language. Unai is its own distinct thing. It means cowherd, which is not a word I say in English very often, so it translates to the one that tends to cows. Like, I don't know if a name gets even more Basque than that. Like, you're literally naming your kid a cowherd. Like, clearly, like, Basque come from some farm folk. Unai, very strong name. Number 15, Aritz. This name means oak tree. So if you want your son to grow up sturdy like an oak, give him the name Aritz. And I only know what this means because many Basques in the United States, we know and we love the fact that the state Arizona comes from the Basque Aritz ona, which means good oak. Whoa, did I blow your mind? If you didn't know, now you know. Number 14, Luken. I've never actually heard this name. I don't know anybody with this name, Luken. But it looks cool written out. I'm kind of a fan of it. It might be my new favorite. This is a Basque version of the name Lucien, I guess? Luken. Number 13, Gaizka. This is a Basque version of the name Salvador. I don't hear the connection, but that's what Euskaltzaindia told me. Number 12, Julen. I don't know why this name is so cool to me. I mean, you could just read it as Julin, I guess, but it's not. It's Julen, baby. And this is a Basque version of the name Julian, which is, I mean, you see that one. You see that connection. They look and sound the same. Julen. Number 11, Asier. This comes from the Basque word meaning beginning or the beginning. So if you want your son to start a lot of things, name him Asier. All right, we have made it to the top 10 most popular Basque names for boys according to my Instagram followers. Number 10, Iñaki. Iñaki is a Basque version of Ignatius, and this was the name of Saint Ignatius of Loyola. One of the few saints that came from the Basque country. Iñaki shares a name. Number 9, Andoni. Can you guess what other variation this name has? Anthony. Yes, this is the Basque version of Anthony, Andoni. Number 8, Gorka. I'm sorry to say I don't think this name translates very well in English, but saying it in Basque, Gorka, very solid name. This is the Basque version of the name George, Gorka. Number 7, Urko. This one surprised me because I don't know anybody named Urko, but in the top 10 most popular names, Urko. This is such a popular name, I guess it's the name of many mountains in the Basque country. Urko. Number 6, Iker. I love this name. Maybe because it's impossible to pronounce well in English. It's just something so foreign and exotic about it to me. Iker. So good. I was surprised to learn that Iker is actually the masculine version of a woman's name, Ikerne, which is the Basque variation of the Spanish name, Visitación. The more you know. All right, top 5 most popular Basque names for boys. Number 5, Mikel. I love this name. And clearly so do many other people. Mikel, it's just a cuter version of Michael. Like if Michael is too basic for you, just make it Mikel and it's just so much cooler, I think. And let's not forget, Michael is named after the Archangel Michael, who was the leader of the angels that fought off the devil. So like that's just pretty cool in and of itself. Number 4, Xavier. If you know anything about Basque names, this should not surprise you at all to see Xavier in the top 5 list of most popular Basque names. Xavier is so popular, it's one of the most common names you will find for guys in the Basque country. As you see it written out, no surprises that Xavier is the Basque version of the name Xavier. Xavier is also the name of a town in Nafarroa, which is the home of our other famous saint from the Basque country, Saint Francis Xavier. He actually got the name from the town and castle where he was from, which was Xavier originally. Number 3, Eneko. This is also a very common name in the Basque country these days, popular with my Instagram followers, and I was surprised to learn it actually has a really sweet meaning. I don't know, the sounds, Eneko, it just sounds like such a strong name, but it actually means my little one, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, all the moms naming their boys Eneko in the Basque country, like it's pretty sweet, I think. But Eneko is still a strong name. It is actually the name of the first king of Pamplona. So a little bit of history for you there. Eneko means my little one, but it also is the name of a king. Number 2, Ander. This is the Basque version of Andrew. I just finished watching a Spanish TV show on Netflix called Elite, and Ander is the name of one of the main characters. And the entire show, I was trying to figure out, is he Basque? Is his family Basque? Where is he from? I think it's maybe also a popular name outside of the Basque Country because the show took place in Madrid. But anyway, Ander, a very cool and very popular Basque name, coming in at number 2. And for number 1 of most popular Basque names for boys, we have a tie. Aitor and Ibai. This one was a surprise to me. Aitor, very classic, strong Basque name. Very common, very popular. I was not surprised. But giving it a run for its money at number 1, Ibai, which is also a great name. Let's get into what they mean. Aitor is one of the most common Basque names for boys. It comes from Basque mythology. Aitor was said to be the father of all Basques. It comes from an expression in Siberua, the northeasternmost province of the Basque Country, Aitoren Semeak, which means gentry. But a more literal translation is that it is the sons of a good father. So the Basques were said to be the sons of a good father, whose name came to be Aitor. So there you have a really solid backstory for Aitor. Ibai, much more sweeter meaning, plain, simple, to the point. Ibai is the Basque word for river. So like river can be a name for guys in English, so is it in Basque. And it's a very popular name at that, at least with my Instagram followers, coming in at number 1, Ibai and Aitor. Whew, oh my gosh. Recording these videos is like a marathon. That's a lot of names. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something, or maybe you can teach me something about these Basque names in the comments. Of course, there are plenty of other Basque names for guys that did not make it onto this list that are equally wonderful. So if you want to share your favorite Basque name for boys, feel free to share them in the comments below. And before signing off, I promised that I would share my favorite Basque name for guys. A lot of my favorite names were on this list, but one that was left out by my Instagram followers that I carry near and dear to my heart is Imanol. And that's the Basque version of Emmanuel. I mean, you could see that. It sounds very similar, Imanol. But Imanol has been in my heart for years. Am I really about to tell this story on YouTube? Yes, I am. Imanol is the name of a boy I had a crush on in middle school. Let me tell you how cool Imanol was. Okay, he wasn't Basque. Let me just start with that. It was just some kid that I knew that happened to be named Imanol. He was a year older than me, so that right there already so cool. But on top of it, Imanol, at the age of 13, he wore really cool Jinko jeans, and he had like a wallet in his back pocket, you know, like with the chain that attached to his jeans, which was just like, wow, such a rebel, right? And on top of it, icing on the cake, he had this spiked hair. Oh my god, Imanol was just like such a rebel. He was like always in detention. I just thought he was so cool. So ever since I was 12 years old, I've just had this name, Imanol. I think anyone with this name is just cool and amazing. For all I know, in the Basque Country, maybe Imanol is like a geek name. I don't know, but I just know one Imanol, and he was just such a rebel. Oh, there's a little too much information about me for today, so if you're still watching, thank you for sticking around. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Hello Basque YouTube channel to hear more of my awkward rants, but especially if you're curious about Basque names. Next week I have a video coming out about gender-neutral Basque first names that are popular with my followers. And again, I have linked in the description below the videos I've done on Basque last names and Basque names for girls, so you can check those out as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. I hope no one tracks Imanol down and sends him this video. I don't even know what his last name was to look him up on Facebook. If you do know the Imanol in question, do not send him this video. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, thanks, bye.